Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, your host, E.T. Templar. We're just doing Conquest, which is this is the third video, and I think I've already screwed the pooch and crashed quite a few times, but that's okay. We're just here to have fun and talk about stuff that you may or may not find interesting. So one of the things that I'm going to talk about is the new, I guess they're making a new Mortal Kombat movie, which I am probably not going to see it unless I can see it on Blu-ray, but I loved the original Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 and the Mortal Kombat Legacy series that was on YouTube for a while. I actually got the Blu-ray that has Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 and the Legacy, which I absolutely love. And mainly I'm not going to see the new one because, again, it doesn't have Christopher Lambert as Raiden. And it's just not going to be comparable to the rest of the Mortal Kombat series. So most people say Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, that they were terrible, like just trash movies. And you know what? That may be so, but I love the hell out of those movies. Screw what people think. Another movie that I like that not a lot of people liked and thought was dumb was the Doom movie with The Rock. I even bought that on Blu-ray not too long ago because I adore that movie so much, and it took the idea of Doom and just kind of did its own thing. And the whole premise of Doom, I still think is pretty cool. You know, where these archaeologists find, alien life on Mars, and they discover, I think it's like chromosome 24, which they're doing human experimentations with, and they discover that more times than not, it turns people into these, like, mutagenic, like, just terrible monsters. But there's like a 1% chance that if a person takes it, it can turn them into a superhuman, right? And the premise to that, too, has to do with, like, the nature of the human, right? Because The Rock's character, spoiler, in the movies, takes it and he becomes a monster. Because he's, like, this conscienceless killing machine. But Carl Urban's character is, yes, he's a Marine, but he doesn't obey orders to the T, without being immoral. He would be an Oath Keeper today. If you don't know what Oath Keeper is, Oath Keepers is an organization that they're ex-military and serving military that they don't believe in following illegal orders. So basically what they believe is... So what they believe is that if a officer above them gave them a order to commit like human rights violations or to go against the rules of the Constitution, that they would obey this order and fight against that. So Carl Urban's character is, to the letter, I think, would be an Oath Keeper, because him, and there's another scene, there's a kid that openly defies The Rock's order to kill civilians, and The Rock executes him on sight. So that starts the rivalry between Carl Urban's character, Reaper, and The Rock's character, which I forgot. Pardon me. And that's the Doom movie. And there's this first-person scene. I remember seeing it at a drive-in with one of my best friends back in the day. And they had this first-person scene where it was kind of like the video game, but they did their own thing with it, and it was freaking fantastic. It was awesome. And if you haven't seen that scene, look it up on YouTube. It is just fun, entertaining, and just awesome. Plus, Nine Inch Nails did the outro song, and the soundtrack for Doom is just fantastic. It's a great B-movie. And that's the thing with most people and critics. Some of them are just, and I've been guilty of this too, where you're such a critical dick that you can't enjoy anything, right? But sometimes there are just things, in my opinion, movies and TVs that fall through the cracks of that criticism, right? Where you make 31, gotcha. So yeah, there's just things. There's another movie that I enjoy very much, The Last Sentinel. If you guys haven't had a chance to see this weird little independent B movie, it's great. Basically, the government and the United States of America. The United States of America, they make these drone sentinels, and of course, they're too powerful. They gain sentience, and they start taking over the United States. And it's left to the EE-700, which are like these orphan warriors raised from birth to fight. And so our main character, I think his name's Dragon. It's been a while, but of course he's the last of the EE-700, and he has to stop, these sentinels. And it's a pretty cool story. It's, in all fairness and compared to other movies, it's terrible, but it has a charm, and the story's pretty cool. So this will lead to another topic about... Oh, that missed. Spoony... The Spoony Experiment. Alright, let's see, I guess this guy. Ooh! So he was this content creator that I watched quite a lot, and a guy that I rather looked up to, regardless of his, quite frankly, shitty politics. But he had this creative genius, and I've said this before. The guy was funny without even trying. And just one day, a string of bad luck, he just, for whatever reason, gave up making standalone videos, and he failed his fans. He was supposed to make a Spoony Experiment movie, which he took the fans for a ride of about $25,000 and never did anything with it. And, of course, there was just other circumstances in life where he just gave up, and now he only does live streams. But he complains. He's like this. He's stuck in this rut. I mean, we've all been there where you're stuck in a rut, in a terrible situation. You're pissed off. You hate life. But that's no excuse to just give up on your fans, which he did, and that's why I don't really watch his crap anymore. And not only that, he threatened to, he made a threat against the President of the United States during the Trump administration, which that's unforgivable. Even if it is Republican or Democrat, you don't threaten the life of the frickin' commander-in-chief. That's just shitty and immature, and quite frankly, of course, people are sick of hearing this: sedition and treason. You can't do it. And he just descended into madness for whatever reason. And the crappy thing is, Spoony Experiment, Noah and Twyla, right now, could pick up the pieces and he could succeed. The only thing he needs to do is just get back in the rut, making standalone videos, writing jokes, because, again, and that's the true... God, this Camaro flies like a frickin' brick. And yeah, he could easily be back to where he was in his glory years if he just put his nose in a grindstone and set his own emotional shit aside for like 10 minutes. That's all it would take. And who knows what's gonna happen to the guy. I hope he doesn't do anything stupid. But on his Twitter recently, he said he just doesn't care anymore, and he just doesn't care. There's nothing more to say. There's no more jokes. There's nothing more to laugh at. And I hope... I hope he doesn't do anything stupid. Let's put that one. Because he's too much a funny guy. Even though, he's kind of a hardcore lefty turd. I'll still say he was a funny, entertaining guy. And I don't know, he's been in this rut for, I think, the longest time. I checked even a few years ago, and he was still in this hateful, just disgusting, pitiful mood, like poor me, bottom of the barrel shit. And I don't know if he's doing that now, which could very well be the case. But there's just no reason for that. And he still gets super chats when he streams. He's still making money off it, you know. But it's just the guy, for whatever reason, is just stuck in a part of his life where it's just failure to launch, failure to do anything, and that's the true just tragedy of it all. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents on the Spoony Experiment, Noah Antweiler. He could easily get back if he just continued on his content. Of course, this Chimera is like a mix between a F-22. Yeah, I can't even describe what this thing is. But these missiles right here that I was using earlier, they're remote detonated and they can stick to aircraft. Watch this. So, Project Wingman. Just for one more thing to talk about. It has a cool campaign. And in March, I plan on buying a few copies and giving them away on Steam. And if you want to have a chance at that, you have to be in my Discord server. Which, fair warning, it's politically charged. Kind of cringy. But, yeah, technically, I'm trying to build a just a community. And that's my true goal. Can we get it? Bingo. So just create a like-minded community of YouTube content creators, philosophers, and of course this is gonna sound cringy, political allies. You know, people who are just not like everyone else. You know, not like these cultural Marxists or these hard leftists. You know, just to talk to with like-minded people and people who have the same taste in video games, so on and so forth. That's my true goal here on ET Templar, which I've mentioned before, and on my main channel before. Sushin Wash Kiki nuked it. How is this guy? I had this happen before. How is he shooting me? I'm behind him. Alright, you know what, you turd. Maybe it's someone behind me. There you go. Surface air missile right up the tutor. Of course, these are radar tracking. So as long as you keep the target in that green hexagon, they're toast. Which, the F-18 creeping back here. Stay on target. There's nothing more satisfying than locking onto an enemy plane and just blasting it out of the sky too. Maybe that says something about my mental state, but hey. Who doesn't like explosions and shit blown up? Okay, so what the hell do we got up here? Of course, the cool thing about these surface to air, or these SAAs, is they can be way the hell out there. You can just zing them out there, which is handy for ace squadrons, and it's also handy for the airships, which in this game there's these giant ass airships with like SAMs, guns, and if you get trapped in between them and a like flight of enemy fighters, you're toast. So yeah, Project Wingman, even if you're not into flying games, it's pretty awesome. And for 24 bucks, the value, there's no other value you can get. Because this is like a AAA title game for 24 bucks. The little indie company that made this, they did a damn fine job. And it's fun. Conquest mode is shit. What? Oh, we do have some airships. Of course, you want to go for the escort fighters first, because these guys are going to be a nightmare if you don't. But I'm going to break my own rules here. Yep, I made a mistake. So these sticky missiles are perfect for these airships. Because they stick on there and they can take out multiple parts of the plane. And there we go. We've taken out... And of course, this Chimera, its maneuverability is pretty crap. And I'm going up against these SK-27s, which are smaller, faster, more maneuverable. As you can see, and I might get shot down. So Conquest mode is kind of like a roguelite, where the A squadrons are different every time, and the missions kind of are different each time, so it changes each time you play it, which kind of keeps things fresh. And I wish Ace Combat 7 had a mode like this, but they don't. It's campaign only. And the campaign for this game, Project Wingman, is way better than the new Ace Combat. Or Ace Combat 7. I should say newish, not new. So there we go. I've, played and talked at you for almost 18 minutes. So hopefully, if you guys made it this far, you are a Pog champ. You're awesome. Drop a like or dislike. Comment below your own thoughts. And there should be a link in the description or on screen, but in the description or pinned in the comments below, which is my Patreon page, which you can find exclusive content, stories, art, and other things that may be interesting. And they're totally free. And of course, if you want to donate and contribute to this channel, you so can. You don't have to. And that's a-okay. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you next time. God bless. Stay safe. And I'll see you in the next video.